Okay, so the next question is this covered by insurance? Is malpractice insurance needed? And what's the average cost? We are covered by insurance. Medicare, I guess, is sort of the benchmark of what you look for in whether something is covered by insurance or not, because that is something that is federal, and the federal government takes care of Medicare, obviously. So we are covered by that. Medicare does not cover the initial exam or x-rays, but it covers everything else. So, I mean, it's really sort of a weird little dichotomy there that they'll pay for you to come and they'll take care of you coming. They just won't allow you to get through the initial exam. So we're able to actually work out special pricing and that type of thing for Medicare people, and still keep it legal. And the rest is insurance. You know, you and I can both have Blue Cross Blue Shield, and yet our different policies will be just different from night and day. There are deductibles everywhere from $250 yearly deductible to $5,000 yearly deductible, and everything in between. And then there's co-pays and there's co-insurance. There are a lot of different facets to insurance, and most chiropractors accept insurance, and then we just sort of work inside of insurance and what we can do and what we can't do. We make sure that you know what your insurance does also, and then what the fees are here, because everything is a la carte. So then, what do we do with malpractice? Here's an interesting story. I have a friend that is a sports medicine physician, medical doctor. He was actually the team physician for Stanford University. He has since set up practice here in Nashville and sees roughly about half the number of people that I see per week. And yet, the amount of insurance that he has to pay for his malpractice, he pays out yearly. He pays out monthly what I pay out yearly. So that means that even though I'm seeing twice as many people as he is, the safety of what I do requires that I only have to pay out in a whole year what he has to pay out in a month just to be covered by insurance. And I think that goes a long way toward talking about how safe chiropractic actually is, because obviously people that have more risk pay more money. Chiropractors pay a lot less than just your average general practitioner. The next thing is, so how does chiropractic work? We have covered this in a previous segment, but I want to just briefly tap on it just one more time. And remember that we are a self-healing organism, right? You get a scratch, it's going to heal, right? It's not the Neosporin. It's not the Band-Aids that does the healing. You're going to heal from the inside out whether you use that stuff or not. Granted, it helps. It'll prevent infection. It might even help ease the scarring and that type of thing. But it's us. We heal from the inside out. Now, you're also self-regulating, right? Meaning you don't think about making your liver. It just livers. You don't think about waking up every 15 seconds while you're asleep to take a breath in. Your lungs are just doing it on their own. So we're getting all that stuff. That is self-healing and self-regulating. So the question is, well, what controls that? It's our brain, right? It's the first thing that's formed when we're inside of our mama's belly. Our brain forms first, and from that, everything else is developed. And so if your brain, if the communication between your brain and the rest of your body is not working as well as it should, if it's being interfered with, if there's pressure on it, if it's just not working right, then you're not going to heal, and you're not going to regulate the way you're supposed to. My job is to find that interference. Chiropractor's job is to find that interference, remove it, and then allow your body to heal and regulate on its own. And we do that, finding the interference, but even if we do that, and this is something I mentioned before, even if we find that interference and remove it, if you go back out and do the stuff that's causing the interference, then it's just going to keep coming right back, right? So the second portion of the chiropractor's job is to find out what's actually causing the interference, and then coach you in making sure that you don't just keep doing it over and over and over again. So Einstein said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So we make sure that yeah, you know what? We actually work on your lifestyle. This is a lifestyle choice when you come to chiropractic.